This is Scott Beck with the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Today's topic is picking great leaders, working with hypotheticals. So here's the discussion today. Let's say you're trying to build out an executive leadership team or a leadership team, and you've got to choose a partner. You've got to choose who's going to be the next member of that executive leadership team. And you're really faced with three different types of candidates. One candidate you would say is what you think of as the elite athlete, the most highly educated, do you go in the draft with the best athlete available, the kind of person with brilliant grades, brilliant pedigree, person who might have gone to school like Duke University, someone that talented, that bright, state championship caliber. You pick that type of person, all things being equal. Do you pick the second type of person, the person who every day, regardless of talent level, plays to the very best of their ability? You've got somebody who've got complete stability in, shows up every day. It's the same person. You know what you're getting every single day, and just a magnificent player, and someone who's got might not be the highest pedigree, might not be the best athlete available out of everybody, but is probably someone who fits in any team and becomes a key contributing member. And there's no ups, there's no downs. You know you've got a great addition to the team, regardless of the day that person is showing up. They're always going to be stable. He or she is always going to be stable, committed, and just terrific. So you've got two choices so far: the best athlete available, the most brilliant, the state champion, the person from the best pedigree school. You've got the second one available, who is, probably the greatest sixth woman in the history of the game, someone who shows up every day. You know exactly what you're getting, could be a starter in any lineup, and just fantastic. So those are your two choices so far. Now let me add in a third choice, and you've got to pick one of these to fill out your team, to join your team, to be your so-called partner. In this one, she has tremendous talent. She has great ups, probably the most sort of variability in performance. On certain days, this person is better, more consistent, more talented, does better things than your valedictorian, your brightest athlete, your best person. She outperforms everybody. On other days, she's never bad. She never performs badly, but she's not quite up to snuff of the very top athlete, the Duke athlete, more of sort of, some days doesn't perform at that level, could have issues going on in life, as can all of us. I certainly am one where when I have issues going on in life, my performance may suffer. I may be viewed as sort of the lesser version of the number two person we talked about here, who shows up every day largely the same. This third person has larger ups, but also going to have larger downs and more inconsistency some days. The kind of person, the kind of leader, the kind of athlete, where some days it's just not going to have a great day. So you have to pick somebody for either a one-time event, a one-time project, or for the long term. Who do you pick? Do you pick, Mr. or Mrs. Solid, who shows up the same every single day? Do you pick the one with the elite athletic skill, the elite brain, the elite talent that shows up in reality like a workman, in the same coat, the same jacket every time, that you sort of know what you're going to get? Or do you pick number three, who's got probably the most potential out of everybody, who's growing as a leader in person tremendously, but still has some of those ups and downs? Who do you pick? This is the hypothetical for the day. If we're working through picking team leaders, which one do you pick? And I think these are challenging questions. They're important questions in building teams, building out partnerships. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Podcast. We hope you enjoy this. And again, number three has got the most upside, but some days doesn't play like the greatest leader, but can be. So who do you pick? Do you put your money behind number three and figure that they'll grow into it? Do you go with the player like number two, who shows up every day the same way? Great leader, great person, but may not have the upside to ever be at the very top of the pyramid, sort of like me in skill set. Just there's only so much there. There's great talent there, better than me, but maybe not talent like a state championship athlete or like an NBA player? Or do you take number one, who's got the NBA talent, the leadership talent of a Jack Welch or something like that? But quite frankly, you might not be comfortable with them on your team because they're so much better than you are. How do you figure out who to pick out of these three great talents? Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast.